Yo guys, what is up and welcome to this video. So in this video I'm going to be talking about shit, what was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, now I remember. Okay, so in this video guys, I am going to talk about my first time getting drunk. Okay, and in my state it is perfectly legal to drink as long as your parents are in the house with you and you stay indoors at your house. There's no law against it, and it actually says drinking with an adult or a legal guardian is perfectly allowable. In fact, I may find the law and tell you about that law later on in a law series. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Anyways, so I came home from school, and me and my grandpa, we were hanging out, and, you know, he was drinking, and he said, "Hey, do you want one?" And I was like, yeah. And at this point, I had only drinking, you know, sips of wine or sips of beer. So I was like, yeah. And he said, okay. And he just threw me a full 16-ounce can. And at this point, you know, I was like, what? Inside my head. And I didn't know what to do. I was like, should I drink it or not? So, of course, you know, I manned up and I drank it. The reason he gave it to me is I was under a lot of stress at school, and I came to him and I started crying earlier in that day because school was getting really hard on me, and I admitted to him that I didn't think that I could do it, and he said, "You know what, we'll take care of this tonight, we'll get rid of your stress." And I was like, okay. So we're sitting there on the back in the bed of his truck in our driveway, and we are drinking. I think I go through about three 16-ounce beers of Coors Light, and he goes through like the other 9 or so. It was a 12-pack. I think that equals, yeah. It was a 12-pack, and that equals it. So afterwards, you know, I'm feeling really tipsy, okay? Like, I'm really buzzed. So I get up, and I start running around because I was, like, really hyper, and I don't know why. I just, like, my arms and my legs, they could not stop moving. They were, like, weightless, and I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And, you know, I wasn't falling over yet or anything. And then about 10 minutes later, it starts to hit me, and I'm starting to get dizzy, and time, like, speeds up, and everything's insane. So I'm like, whoa, while I'm running, and I just faceplant. I crash. I hit the ground, and I slide. So he comes over and he's like, "You don't need to be running anymore." And I'm like, I know, help me up. So he pulls me up, and we go inside. Now, whenever we go inside, I lay down in my bed, and my arms and my legs are just kicking about, and I am completely talkative. I keep talking, and, you know, I don't really care about anything that's going on. I'm not scared to say anything. So I straight up told him, I love girls. And he's like, I know. I mean, you're not gay, are you? And I said, I don't know. I don't think so, but you know how the world is. And he started laughing and was like, no, you're not gay. You're just drunk right now. And I was like, no. You're not understanding me. Okay, I like girls. And he's like, I know, you said this. And I said, I want to have sex with a girl. And at this point, I was only like 10 or 15, somewhere around there. And he's like, whoa, calm down, man. He didn't say man, he said, calm down. I'm like, but it's true. And he says, okay, at least you're not lying. So yeah. After you know, I was laying in my bed for a while, I sort of faded into sleep, but it wasn't like a normal sleep, okay? I was perfectly awake, but my body was all kinds of numb, and I was just laying there, and I was like, my neck was rolling around, and I was doing weird crap with my lips, and I was kind of drooling a little bit. It was really weird. I've never felt like this before, and I've never felt like it afterwards. And I guess I was just really drunk. So I'm laying there, and my head's just flopping back and forth, and I'm looking over, and I'm like, making the weirdest noises I could possibly do. And I'm like, and then I bust out laughing, and I roll around in my bed. And keep in mind, I have a bunk bed, okay? So my head flies up, and it hits the second bunk because I look up because I heard the sound. I'm like, and I hit the top of my bed, and I'm knocked out cold because I hit it right in the back of my head, and I just face plant right onto my pillow. And wow, that must have been really loud because I did the motion and everything, and I was like this close to you. So yeah. Anyways, so I wake up 5-10 minutes later, maybe. I think that's how long it was, and my head is really sore, my mouth is really dry, and my joints are really sore. So I pop my knuckles, and I look over, and I decide to stand up, that, I gotta take a piss. So I stand up, and I walk over to my door, and I trip over my shoe, and I catch myself. But whenever I catch myself, my leg just flies out in front of me, and I fall forward. So whenever I fall forward, it's like, I don't know how. It just happened. And in my mind, my brain was going, Justin, what the fuck are you doing? And my body was like, I don't know, man. Help me out here. I'm spazzing out. And it was, I shit you not, the most fun I've ever had. And then I decided, after I took my piss, to lay back in my bed. So I get up, and I lay down in my bed. And then I have this stroke of genius. I should play Arma 2 editor mode and just snipe for days from like the end of an airstrip to the other end, which is like 1,200 meters. So I start sniping, and my aim is all kinds of screwed up. I used to be part of a squadron in Arma 2. I used to actually do battles with people, and I was always a sniper. I would always gauge correct. Well, not always. Sometimes I'd miss. But I'd gauge timing, and I'd gauge distance correctly whenever I played Arma 2. And if you don't know what Arma 2 is a military simulator. And all my life, I've grown up with guns. I live in the South, and I've always been shooting. So for this was actually scaring me, because I've never had this happen, and I've never been drunk before, and I didn't know the feeling. So I was like, oh my god, am I mentally retarded now? And I was flipping out, and I was talking to all the other squadron guys, and of course I was the youngest, and they're like, calm down, and listen to me, okay? You're just drunk, give it a few hours, drink some water, get it out of your system, and you'll be back to normal. So I give it a few hours, and I let it get out of my system, and then I try to snipe again. And at this point, I have an even worse headache than a hangover, so I decide not to, and I go to bed for the night. Whenever I wake up in the morning, this is where it gets scary. I get up, and I stand up, and it's like you stood up too fast, and your blood pressure, or whatever you want to call it, is too low, and you get like really dizzy, and you almost pass out. I stood up, and I fell straight forward. Straight into the ground. I mean, I have fallen so many times in this story, it's not even funny. So yeah, I get back up, and then the day goes on like normal. Once I hit my head, it's like I'm back to normal. So anyways, guys, if you liked this video, or you have a similar experience, make sure you hit the like button below. If you would like to become a G, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And until the next adventure in life, peace out, guys.